Welcome to Quickbytes from the Webdesign Launchpad. In this set of Quickbytes, I'm going to discuss what are the key resistances that people resort to for not building their website. This of course is a vast topic, but definitely if I can screen it down, there are 4 or 5 critical things which people have in their minds, and they use this as an excuse for not building their website. The first major resistance in not building a website which people put forward is the unknown about the cost around building a website. When people search on the internet on the cost of a website, they get cost variations starting at a low number somewhere around $50, and it can even go very high up to $1,000 or even $5,000 for that matter. If you look at Indian currency, web developers might quote anywhere between 3,000 Indian rupees, 250,000 or 1,50,000 Indian rupees as well. Every vendor whom you try to engage for building your website will definitely command a different price depending on his or her expertise, on the volume of resources that are employed by the person, what kind of infrastructure has he built. So it does confuse you, and you cannot take a decision based on this reason for building your website. Believe me, if you can specify your requirements carefully and specifically, a website may not really be very expensive. It may in fact be quite economical to build and sustain. A lot of people also use another reason. My business does not really need a website. Maybe they might take the argument, I have a local business. I just have people around me who will come and buy from me. Or my business needs a physical presence. Something maybe like a local store or a local gym. But then, if you really look at it, websites do not mean that you have to sell product or a service. Their reach actually is far-fetched. You can do a lot of things, and a website can really support you in those initiatives at a low incremental cost. Not only this, when you're using social media for marketing purposes, you may end up reaching a few people who, even though they might be in your vicinity, do not really know about you. So, a pitch through your website and through social media definitely will help you. So don't be boggled down by this reason that yes, my business does not really need a website. Now, while I was building websites, one of the key challenges that I had, my client always said, well, I don't have the content. Ideally, he would compare his requirement to be very similar to a matured business who is a competitor of his and has already built a pretty large website. Now friends, it is not necessary that you need to have all the content available up front. If your website is scalable, you can keep adding content. You can just start with one-page websites, expand it into different areas, add more and more products and services, add testimonials over a period of time. It will make things really worthwhile. The content also has to be built up over a period of time. Think of that first brochure that you created to present to a client. You built up that content, right? That first brochure could be your initial content. So don't use this reason for not building a website. Another scare for people to avoid building a website is technology. A lot of people are really scared of various terminologies used by web designers and developers. The technologies also have grown multifold. A few decades back, it was only HTML which was talking about a website. Now, there are hundreds and hundreds of platforms, even some customized ones, which talk about building a website. So, a normal user is definitely confused. Ideally, if you really look at it, these tech talks actually overwhelm you. And a lot of developers and designers use these tech talks to actually create an impression on you. Yes, they know a lot. But then, if you really look at it and focus on the needs of your business, the objective, and how you would present your data to a prospective audience or a client, that is more than enough. You don't have to worry about technology. There are platforms which are drag and drop, which means you can just pick up pictures, you can pick up text, you can select some text, change the font designs just like you do it in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, and you can actually build your website as well. So don't be afraid of the technology and jump into the realm of building your website. Another thing which I have seen, especially with my competition, wherein there are hundreds of people who are quoting to a client for building his website. Now, these people are hardcore tech people. They either don't understand the client's business, they don't put in the efforts to understand what are the requirements of the client. They just think logically in terms of their tech background and try to follow a structured approach for building a website, whether or not the structure is actually applicable to your objective or business that you want to portray through your website. The answer to this resistance is you should talk to a few people who build websites. Explain your business to them, explain your framework to them, explain your requirements to them, outline how in stages your website would like to mature over a period of time, let us say a span of 1 year to 5 years. And I am sure you will not face this challenge that your web designer cannot really understand your business. You can identify the right resource for it and then jump into the realm of building your website. So I hope once you've completed viewing or listening to these resistances as I have presented them right now, you will figure out a way to overcome that and start building your website for a better presence in the virtual world. I hope this set of tips actually helped you. In the meantime, what I will recommend to you is to join one of my free webinar programs which break a lot of myth about website development all by yourself. You can actually build a website the non-tech way. I'm sharing the link to my next active webinar. So do click on the link and join it. Also, I have launched a Kickstarter bundle. In this, for a sum under 5,000 Indian rupees, or let us say under $70 as of date, you can easily build your first website without having much technical knowledge. In this program, I also introduce you and train you on a webinar platform which is very cost effective and allows toll-free dialing from over 70 countries across the world into your webinar. See you in the next set of Quick Bites.